type in and look, there was
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
there was, you know how there were some complaints for the second round pick.
Yeah, let me hear it.
There were some complaints that I was hearing, DMs, people were sending me that, oh my, Jake Fromm's still on the board and Jake Eason's still on the board. What are the Steelers doing? We need a quarterback. And even with Hurts in the second round, he was on the board.
People were mad about that too. Yeah.
When we took Claypool. So you know where I stand with that. I didn't want a quarterback at all. I really didn't want us to draft a quarterback.
You already said guns blazing. If we die, we die. You want to just waste it all. Yep. I'm not a fan of wasting it, but I'm going
out like that. But on a serious note, no,
you were serious. Don't say on the serious note. You were serious about that.
I am serious about that. But
if Ben goes down, you're like, I don't care about the season no more. It's over.
No, but here's
you already said it. We already had an episode.
I know, but here's a good reason for it though. I mean,
it's a good reason to say we'll just waste the season.
No, like, are you really taking Fromm or Eason over Mason next year? Is that a guarantee that they're beating them out? There's no way. I don't think they're just coming in and beating Mason out. If we're talking just for next year,
we'll never know.
Point?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But
I find it funny that you'll question if they can come in and beat Mason out, but you won't question if Ben's going to be Ben next year in terms of ready to go, fully healthy, everything perfect. You won't question that at all, though.
I don't want to.
The hypocrisy. That's all I'm saying, man.
I don't want to face that.
The hypocrisy, though.
What do you mean?
Because you will face it if it's Mason in terms of it's no guarantee these guys can come in and beat Mason out. Right. It's no guarantee of that. The uncertainty. Well, it could happen, but it could not happen also. But you see how you'll be even with that. But with Ben, you're not even going to entertain the thought of, I know he's coming off that surgery. I know the statistics don't align in his favor in this regard. But you know what? It's not happening, man. He's perfect. Let's go. Like, you see the hypocrisy. That's all I'm saying.
I told you, though, I don't want the annoyance of we bring in a quarterback and all this talk.
And what did I say? The annoyance only happens if Ben doesn't produce.
Because we saw with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, we saw that. I don't want that situation. And then even with Hurts getting drafted to the Eagles, he's going to be the gadget guy now. We're gonna put him in. He's going to be like a Taysom Hill. That's annoying. Give me a break.
So what? Taysom Hill didn't directly contribute to wins for the Saints? Big time winning, as you call it?
Not really as a quarterback.
He's a gadget guy. You just said it yourself. So if they're saying Jalen Hurts can come in and be the gadget guy like that, what's wrong with that?
I'd rather have Breeze just handling the ball at all times. Oh, I don't want Taysom Hill throwing. He
throws touchdowns.
He completely underthrew that pass in the playoff.
He throws touchdowns. Lucky. He throws touchdowns.
His passing wasn't that impressive last year.
He's very impressive in terms of the productivity associated with him.
You want to line him up at running back and receiver.
Why you ain't no Taysom?
You know how I feel about this whole.
No.
He's going to be the franchise quarterback.
Help me out.
They're bringing in Jameis Winston. There's a reason they're bringing him in.
Well, you saw that they also said there's no guarantee Jameis is going to be the backup.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And you saw that Taysom Hill just got an extension, right? 2 years, $21 million, $16 million in the first year.
I did see that, but I mean, why bring in Jameis then?
No, not why bring in Jameis. Jameis chose to go there. Jameis said, I wanted to go there so I can learn from Breeze and I can learn from Peyton.
Interesting.
I'm not even going, well, you know what? Since we're on the subject.
There's
since we're on the subject.
But a lot of reports are phony these days. So.
Oh, you pick and choose which report. So justify how this one is phony compared to how the other ones you want to believe. Please help me. Help me.
I do pick and choose. It's cool.
Exactly. So the report he's talking about is how Jameis was allegedly offered a better deal from the Steelers, and he said that he would rather go to New Orleans to learn under Sean Payton and Drew Brees. And it's not far-fetched. In terms of when you look at the numbers,
it's not far-fetched.
But people, that's their way of saying it's false. Like, oh man, the money doesn't work out. You look at the numbers, how could it work out? And it's like, no, it actually could be true. And if they would have restructured the guys as if they were going to do that, it would have created even more space. Not saying it had to be a difference of 5 to 10 million, but it could have been more money. And that's all the reports said.
No, that's not far-fetched.
But people don't like that, man, because then it's like, dang, Jameis really chose the Saints and Drew Brees over Ben?
I don't view it that way.
A lot of people do it that way. But I did see that, and I was like, interesting.
No, but back to the whole like drafting the quarterback thing. You can argue with me that Hurts would have came in and beat up Mason, but we don't know either. Just because Mason could have beat him out. He's been in the system for 2 years. Like I said, he showed some flashes with the Jets. Maybe he was making a turnaround. So I think Hurts would have brought in more controversy than the Fromm.
You're funny,
dude. You're seeing it with the Eagles. That's annoying. I don't want to hear about gadget guys.
It's always funny to me how you want competition at every position and depth at every position except quarterback.
Yep.
But this is my thing, right? I personally think that's not the smartest thing because we talk about how quarterback is the most important position on the field, right? You say it all the time.
No, dude, you're seeing with the Packers. Dude, that was disrespectful. Can I finish? That was disrespectful for the Packers.
So listen up. So we talk about how you need depth, right? We talk about how you need competition in every position, right? But yet every year we see how one of these star quarterbacks go down every year and their season goes to trash. So now the Packers say, you know what? Aaron Rodgers was just dealing with injuries a season ago. Was he not? 1 year ago. He was beat up in and out the lineup. Their season was absolute trash. So now all of a sudden, we shouldn't look to bring in a guy that, hey, if Aaron goes down again, we got somebody that can come and help us win a game. Like for me, I think that's the most asinine thinking for people who are like, I don't want a good backup quarterback. I don't want the controversy. I don't care about controversy. Controversy is only amongst media and fans. Inside that locker room, we know who's going to be out there. You think the Packers don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be their guy for the next 2 to 3 years? He is. But they also know now that, hey, Aaron Rodgers dealt with injuries throughout his career. If Aaron Rodgers goes down at any point in time, we won 13 games last year. We're going to keep winning even if he gets hurt now because we got a good guy. Now, Pittsburgh, since we're on the subject, and this is no indictment on Mason, but when we looked at how that situation happened last year when Ben went down, how the season, you have all this talent around you and the season goes to trash. You think we want to have the repeat of that again next year? And we already talked about how many times has Ben played 16 games in the season? Not a lot. So it's fair to assume that he's going to miss time next year, regardless of if he's healthy from the elbow injury or not. It's fair to think that he's going to miss time because history has shown in his career, he misses a ton of games throughout his career. He doesn't play 16 game seasons. So with that being the case, why is it crazy to think that, hey, man, if we invest a little bit more in this position, a la the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater, now with Jameis Winston, hey, man, if our guy goes down, our season isn't over. We can still get in this thing. And when he comes back, he's going to lead us even further. Forgive me for thinking like that because that's ultimately how winning teams think. You look at the Patriots when the years when Tom Brady went down, Matt Castle came in. You look at the years when Tom Brady went down and Jimmy Garoppolo went in. Then Jacoby Brissett. Those are three starting quarterbacks for different organizations. At one point in time, Jacoby Brissett, obviously Phillip Rivers is there now, but he was the starting guy, got a contract to that. Jimmy Garoppolo, starting quarterback for the Niners. Castle was starting quarterback for the Chiefs. So you can't just say, man, I don't want a controversy. I don't want to have a guy that's good behind this guy because I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want the media to say this. That. I don't want the fans to be talking about this because how do you win?
How about we get him some weapons and for the starting lineup and try to win that way?
And then when he gets hurt, because every quarter, you notice they talk about this, right? You notice every year they bring in a new rule to help a quarterback. You can't hit him in the knees. Oh, you can't hit him in the head. Oh, you can't land on him. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. Because why? They get hurt all the time. So it's safe to say that, you know what, man, if this guy's that much of an investment, he's that important. Yes, we got to have weapons around him, which they do. The Packers did invest weapons around him.
No, they should have drafted a receiver. That was
they
absurd.
won 13 games last year. 13 games last year.
Yeah, they didn't get it done. They need to get over the hump.
They won 13 games last year.
Yeah, but they need to get over the hump.
They won 13 games last year.
Rodgers needs help. They didn't get it done, and we both can agree that was
they won 13 games.
That
last
was
year. Don't hate on the 13.
Felt more like a 10-6 and 11-5 team.
No, you just didn't. The reason why you didn't like it because it wasn't Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball 50, 60 times crazy. It was defense and running the ball. So for you don't like that. For me, I said, man, that's a good football team right there. Now they just happen to run into who? Who they run into in the playoffs?
The 49ers.
And where the 49ers end up going?
The Super Bowl.
So is that an indictment on the Packers now? So we hating on the Packers for losing to a team that went to the Super Bowl?
They don't have a better offense.
No. But this is my thing.
They didn't improve their offense at all. How are they going to beat the 49ers
They won
this year?
13 games with that offense. They lost to the eventual the NFC representation.
They got smoked, though. They got smoked.
The team went to the Super Bowl. What are we saying here?
Yeah, and the Packers didn't improve at all.
They won 13 games last year. So what's improvement?
What's improvement?
14 games? So if they don't win 14 games, not an improvement, right?
No, it's winning in the playoffs.
They lost to the team that went to the Super Bowl. How are you hating on them for that?
No, I'm hating on the pick. I'm not hating on them for that. I'm hating on them for picking a backup quarterback and not picking a nice receiver for Rodgers.
So they would have picked up the receiver and then Rodgers get hurt in week 3 and he misses 6 weeks. Then what?
I mean,
no. Explain yourself.
Are you really thinking Jordan Love as a rookie is coming in and doing wonders for them? That's my point.
So my question was this then. The year when Rodgers went down, well, this happened twice now, but the year when I think it was Brett Hundley had to be their quarterback, right? How'd that season play out for him? You don't think that they would have loved to have had Jordan Love then?
There's no guarantee.
You don't think they would have loved to have had Jordan Love then, though?
There's no guarantee. He could have been worse than Hundley.
You don't think they would have loved to have had Jordan Love then?
He could have been worse.
You don't know that? Don't
exactly.
We don't know. But when we look at it from a prospect standpoint, his tape, what he brings to the table is better than the Brett Hundley. What he brings to the table is better right now than what we saw from Mason. So why all of a sudden now it's nah, that's a waste of a
Mason
pick.
After 2 years in the system. I mean, I don't know. There's no guarantees either side.
From a prospect standpoint. So okay, Mason 2 years in the system versus a Tua Tagovailoa or versus a Joe Burrow. Who would you have taken? Because you keep going with this argument of, well, 2 years in the system for Mason. So who's to say any of these guys? So if Joe Burrow was just magically available to us, you wouldn't have taken him either, right?
I would have rather put a pick in for receiver or running back.
So if Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa was available to you, you wouldn't have taken.
I would have rather taken Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb, or Jerry Jeudy. Are you kidding me?
Okay, fair enough.
I would have Isaiah Simmons. I would have taken any of those guys and tried to bolster just the team in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would I waste a pick on a backup?
Okay, cool.
Just my point in general. I'd rather improve the team all around.
You say.
Come on, dude.
Whatever you say, bro.
I definitely would take one of those receivers.
Nah, you got it, bro. Of course you would.
Why would I take like a top 5 pick whenever there was all-star talent there?
Whatever you say, man.
Outside of that would just help the team.
So if that's the case, then so why did the Bengals just say, we got Dalton? It's no guarantee that Burrow's going to be better.
Dalton's not Big Ben.
It's no guarantee that Burrow's going to be better than Dalton in year 1, though.
Dalton's not Big Ben, dude.
Dalton is a winning quarterback. We already broke that down before.
Ben's just way better.
Okay, fair enough. But all I'm saying is this. What's the guarantee that Joe Burrow in year 1 is going to come in and be better than Dalton? Why didn't the Bengals just draft another weapon to help him out?
We're Super Bowl bust. They're rebuilding. It's just different.
Just saying.
Same with the Dolphins. The Packers could have
just added some weapons.
The Packers are similar to us. They're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the way you win it is to have depth across the board. Because when your quarterbacks go down, which every year over the past 5 years, Ben and Aaron Rodgers have missed multiple games in the season. The past 5 years, have they not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. And you don't think it makes a difference if you have a quality backup to come in there and help you win a game or two?
I just really don't think outside of the Patriots, I don't know what other team is bringing in their backup quarterback and is like, damn, I really feel good about winning the Super Bowl.
Man, okay, well, the Eagles did that too.
I was gonna say Nick Foles. Dude, that was.
And Nick Foles already had a Pro Bowl before then, so don't knock Nick Foles. He already had a Pro Bowl.
That was something that was just absurd.
Why was that absurd?
No one was expecting that.
He's already been a starter in the league.
No one was expecting that. That was
He's
crazy.
already produced. He's already been a starter in the league.
Yeah,
it's the reason why Chase Daniels keeps getting paid too, right?
He was a backup.
It's a reason why you invest in your backup quarterback, though. Because if something goes wrong, you got a la Charlie Batch. Think about how Charlie Batch was here, and he won games that needed to be won here. You want to have an adequate backup, a guy that could come in and you trust him to run the system. You trust him to win you a game. You want to have a quality backup. That's all I'm saying, man.
No, I get that. But in terms of not wasting, but
that's what I'm saying. You
putting major assets.
You picking a guy how are you going to get a quality backup if you never invest something in him? What you think? You're just going to, let me just sign this undrafted guy and he'll be my quality backup. Let me just get this guy, pay him, vet minimum. He'll be my quality backup. You realize you have to spend a little bit
you brought
to get a guy,
brought up the point of Charlie Batch, though. I mean, if Ben went down for a prolonged time and wasn't able to go in those playoffs, do we really think we're winning the Super Bowl with Batch?
I think.
He did get us
a chance to win.
He did get us some games, but that's my point with Mason. Like, yeah, I think he'd get us some games next year. But like,
we're assuming that because
are you really thinking the Saints last year they're winning the Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater?
They went 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, but are you really?
They went 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater. Are you
really feeling that good?
They went 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater was already a starting quarterback in the NFL. Teddy Bridgewater was already in line to get a $100 million contract in the NFL. He had the tragic, crazy knee accident. But other than that, he was already in line. He was already a proven starter in this league.
I get that.
You think he was just some bum they scraped off the street?
No, I don't.
They didn't scrape him up off the street.
I think he's overrated in general. But
Teddy Two Gloves. Why you hating on Teddy Two Gloves,
Foles is the outlier. Like I can't even. That was a magical run.
Teddy Bridgewater too. He went 5-0. How are you hating on Teddy?
I just don't see it with him, dude.
He went 5-0.
I just don't see it. He
went 5-0. Don't hate on Teddy.
Yeah, but
Kamara wasn't even having a crazy season.
I really don't. I don't see it with Bridgewater. I just don't.